Howdy everyone, your pal here with some more Super Mario Odyssey. Last episode, we got the remaining moons that we were missing as well as the remaining purple coins, and we also showed off Luigi's Balloon World. So, yeah. Anyways, what we're going to be doing in this episode is we're going to be taking on the boss rematches that can be done here in the Mushroom Kingdom. There's 6 for us in total. Also, this video is going to be a post-commentary because Audacity was weird. It's like, I'm not going to record for some reason. Or like, I don't know. Audacity was weird, and I'm going to try to see what was up with that because I don't want that to happen in future recordings and whatnot. But anyways, our first boss fight is going to be here against the boss from Toast Arena. So, that's going to be fun. And actually, this is the one boss fight, spoilers, I guess, that gave me trouble. Like, I don't know why, but I had a lot of trouble against this boss fight, and it's the only one that took multiple attempts. But, yeah, we're gonna be fighting this thing, which I think it's, like, supposed to be the god of Toast Arena or something, because you can see its face everywhere in the Sand Kingdom. And, yeah. Also, I find it kind of weird, like, that this is, like, the one boss that, like, it's the first boss you fight, and it's, like, the one boss that isn't, like, this thing's not working for Bowser. Like, this thing was just guarding the, I think it's called the binding band, or the wedding ring that Bowser took, and it just assumed that we're the ones that stole it. So, yeah. Feel kind of bad that we fought this boss due to technically a misunderstanding, but whatever. And actually, we're gonna see my first death here against this boss because it, like I said before, it did take multiple attempts. And I show off my failed attempt here and then my actual successful attempt because it did take a few tries, I will admit. But once I got the pattern down, it was pretty easy. Anyways, here's the successful attempt. That's the second hit. And then we just do the same old song and dance that we've been doing. Just avoid this thing's hits. It does its rocket punch. And then it does collapse. Makes icicles rain. And then it does the punches that you can actually capture the fists. So, yeah. Anyways, that's pretty much how this boss fight went down. And then, yeah. I mean, these boss fights are a bit harder than they were when you first fought them. Like, there's things that have been changed, like those mummy skeleton things that showed up here are new to this rematch. Things like that. But, yeah. Feel sorry that we beat up the god of Toast Arena again, but whatever. Whatever. Also, I got a little bit of a chuckle out of this each time I got a multi-moon here. Because seeing this cutscene with blocky Mario, I just find it really funny. I don't know why, I think it's just humorous. But yeah, each of these boss fights will give us a multi-moon, so that's pretty cool. Anyways, our next boss fight is going to be over here, and you can find out like these NPCs that are like outside the towers where you fight these bosses, they give you like a hint to like what boss you're fighting because like they're residents of their local kingdom. Like that robot was outside this tower, and those robots are from the Wooded Kingdom, and this is the boss of the Wooded Kingdom. So, yeah. And the change here for this boss fight is that those laser things that activate whenever they get hit are around the edges of this boss fight, so watch out for those, I guess. But yeah, like the rest of these boss fights were actually, I don't want to say they were easy, because I did struggle a little bit, but like they weren't, like I didn't have as much trouble in these boss fights as I did against the one from Toast Arena. So yeah, like every other boss fight here except for that first one took me multiple attempts. So make of that what you will. And then also, after this boss fight, I get the idea of, oh, you know what I could do? I could just, buy some hearts to increase my health, because that would make things a little bit easy, even though I didn't really need them. But the added health is nice little insurance, just in case you do have trouble in these boss fight rematches. And they're pretty cheap. They're like only 50 coins, and there's many ways to grind for coins at this point in the game. Like, you could do Luigi's Balloon World, you could do the thing that I've been doing to grind for coins, which is go to Bowser, the Bowser place, Bowser's Kingdom, and do the running moon course thing that's very reminiscent of one of the shine sprites that you can get in Super Mario Galaxy. That was very rambly, but yeah, like, you can get extra health for these boss rematches, like, and because like you're not doing them one after the other, like, you can travel to where each of these boss rematches are. Like, you do have time to get extra health if you need it. So that's basically what I'm saying. Like, these should be challenging, but like there are ways to make it easier on yourself. So yeah. And one thing that confused me about this boss fight, like, this thing isn't like having its weak points orbit around it. That would make it more difficult for you to hit them, but that's another boss fight down, which means another multi-moon, and we're one step closer to completing the Mushroom Kingdom. And I'm a bit disappointed that these aren't multi-stars, because we are in the Mushroom Kingdom, but then again, I guess these paintings are taking us to other places, I guess. But still, it would have been cool to see multi-stars instead of multi-moons, because I don't know, I just wanted to see that. Anyways, our next destination is actually going to be right over... I actually had to look this up, because all this was like recorded live. It's just for some reason Audacity decided to not save the recording, and I'm gonna need to figure that out. But yeah, this boss fight here is the one from the Metro Kingdom, which I almost forgot that was a thing until like I saw these Metro Kingdom people. It's like, oh yeah, there was a boss fight there. But yeah. And unlike the other boss fights, this one is interesting in that you're fighting two of them, and instead of 3 cycles like you usually do when you're fighting these boss rematches, you're doing it in 2 cycles. But I guess that's because you're fighting 2 of these bosses at the same time, I think. I think that's why it's different, but yeah. Also, did my capture card like freak out there? I don't know, but yeah, this boss fight, I thought it was gonna give me a bit of trouble, but no. I do think it did, like, the extra health was important here, because I think I did take enough damage for that to matter. But whatever. Also, yeah, I remember that one glowy spot was just a pain to hit. But yeah, this boss fight was pretty easy, because again, 2 cycles instead of 3. Like, I was expecting more, but whatever. Like, I'll roll with it, because it just makes it easier on me, or on past me, really, because this is future me, because post commentary is a thing. I mean, I guess having 2 of these try to hit you at once when they're on the ground would be a bit difficult to avoid, but whatever. But yeah, these boss fights, I feel like I could have done these earlier, but I don't know. Saving them for like almost the end, I guess, is also fitting in its own way. And there's a lot going on the screen there, holy crap. Well, that one is done, and we can just land the finishing hit. Like, seriously, like 2 cycles. I was caught off guard by that, but again, whatever makes my life easier. And that's another multi-moon for us. I mean, if they're not going to be multi-stars and then have them be multi-moons, then at least make them the colors of like their respective kingdoms. Because that would be a nice touch. Whatever. I'm just nitpicking at this point. So, yeah. And then our next boss fight is actually going to be the one from the Seaside Kingdom, which is right over here near Dory. And the change to this one, I think we did like step in here when we first arrived in the Mushroom Kingdom, but the change here is that there is no water for you. Like, there's just the Cloud Sea. But you do have infinite water with whatever these things are that you capture. Because, I guess because it's raining, that is always refilling this thing's water, so you don't need to worry about running out. But yeah, if you were to somehow just lose your capture of this thing, then you would be screwed because, again, there's nothing but clouds around you except for that one small bit of land. Yeah, that's one hit. And yeah, this boss fight was not that difficult at all, if I'm being honest. Also, one thing I noticed, actually, I don't think I mentioned this when I was in the Seaside Kingdom before, after we did this boss battle the first time, but I think this boss fight is the only one that has like an 8-bit remix to it, because you fight this thing throughout the entirety of the Seaside Kingdom, and there are bits in the Seaside Kingdom while the boss fight is going on where you can go into one of the 8-bit parts of the Seaside Kingdom. Like, I noticed that because I was browsing like through the music list, and it's like, oh wow, there's an 8-bit thing for the boss fight here, for the Seaside Kingdom boss. But yeah, anyways, that's that boss battle done. That one, like I said, was pretty easy. Pretty easy. And we don't get the nice sunset of the Seaside Kingdom to have things look even more nicer. We do have the rain, though, for some reason. And actually, our next boss fight is right next to this one, because there's a tower right here that leads to the boss fight of Mount Volbono, which I think that boss fight was like, I think that boss is a thing in Captain Toad. I don't know. It's the giant chicken thing. I know a giant bird like steals Toadette in the beginning of Captain Toad. I don't know, I haven't actually beaten the game. I've played a few levels, but again, just like the few beginning levels of the game. But yeah, it's right here, so again, not that hard to miss. So yeah. And it immediately starts you off with having you already capture the fireball thing. Don't remember its name. Don't care to remember its name, but yeah. And then there's these like spinny things in the soup, which I don't know if those things would add any flavor to the soup. I think it would make it worse, but I don't know. I'm not a chef. I wouldn't know, like, I wouldn't even know what those things are made of. Like, they're moon rocks or something. I don't know. Yeah. I think that's the only change to this boss fight. Oh, and he is, like, spitting out those giant... I think those are supposed to be durians. Those giant spiky balls. I don't know. I think those are durians. But, yeah. This one is also really easy. Just move around and wait for it to start chucking up its vomit. Just kind of gross, honestly, but whatever. Whatever. Then that's the second hit. And oh, I just noticed, like, its claws, its talons are light blue at the nails. I don't know. That's the same color of the moons here in the Luncheon Kingdom, I think. Don't remember, honestly. But Yeah. And now, you're gonna do the multi-vomit attack, which is kind of gross, because you're vomiting into soup. Ugh. I don't want to think about that. But that's the last hit down. And now, we have one more boss fight to do in this episode before we're done with them. And yeah, let's just collect this next multi-moon and be done with it. Okay, I don't know why it took me so long to jump. I don't know what past me was doing, but whatever. That's another multi-moon down. And our next boss fight is the one from the Ruined Kingdom against the giant dragon of doom and destruction. I don't know. I don't know what its name is. I don't remember what any of these bosses' names are. But yeah, just head down to the moat of Peach's Castle, and this will take us right over to where we're supposed to go. So yeah. And the change that they made to this boss fight, at least one of the changes, is that... Well, I'll wait for it to actually show up, because it would ruin the surprise if I didn't, even though it's going to show up in like a couple seconds. If you haven't noticed, this floor has ice physics. So that's a bit annoying, but it's very manageable to do. So, nothing to worry about there. And just wait for its head to stop glowing, which I didn't realize. And then just pull out these things, these stakes. And there you go. That's one hit down. I mean, there is another change I made to this boss fight, but it's not... I think it's a change, at least. I don't remember, but... Yeah. I think its attacks are the same at the very least. But, the change is actually when you start going onto the head of the dragon. If you wait a little bit, then some enemies will actually pop up on this thing's head. So, yeah. And its head, like, starts glowing. So I think if you're taking your sweet time, then the head will actually, like, charge up electricity and damage you. But I did not take my sweet time. I was smart. And I took a hit there, but I beat this boss fight in my first attempt, so yeah. Okay, let's just do that. I mean, the ice physics does make it a bit difficult to try to get your footing when trying to land on this thing's head, but wasn't too difficult. And yeah, that's the final hit. So that's all of the boss rematches done in the Mushroom Kingdom. And that's our last multi-moon to get here. So yay. That was fun. Getting the multi-moon here was the hardest part of this boss fight because of the ice. But no, really, this was fun. Just beating up a giant dragon, a giant squid, a giant chicken, a giant rock, a giant UFO, and... What else did I beat up? I don't remember. I think I named all of them, but... Yeah, that's... Oh, and a giant robot thing. But yeah, that's all of the boss fights here. There's... Like, that's pretty much it. Oh, and I think I do buy some health here as well, because... Just because. It'll come in handy for the next episode. But, wow. Mario. Get in. I remember having trouble with that. That was annoying. I don't know why I was having difficulty getting into the shop there, but... Let's just buy the health. And, yeah. Anyways... With that done, let's put our moons that we got into the Odyssey. And, yeah. That's really it. That's what I wanted to do for this episode. Just take on all of these boss rematches. And now, our moon count is at 877. And then there's some random cut there for some reason. But that's pretty much it. All that's left for us to do... I mean, first, let's show off our progress here. We have everything in the Mushroom Kingdom, everything in Cap Kingdom, Cascade, Sand, Wooded, Lake, Cloud, Lost, Metro, Seaside, Snow, Luncheon, Ruin, Bowser's Kingdom, the Moon Kingdom, and the Dark Side. We have almost everything. All that's left for us to do is just take on the darker side. So, yeah. We're nearly done with this game. But, thank you all so much for watching. And, see y'all next time for the finale of Super Mario Odyssey. Dang. Well, let's end it off. Later.